great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SauterHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Brutally hot here over the next several days. We're going to see an extreme heat warning go into effect at noon and last until Sunday evening. We'll get up to 103 for a high today, but breezy with wind gusts up around 40 miles an hour. Tonight, we're only going to drop down to 80 for a low and then get back up to 103 for a high tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downa for 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still, though, have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
RC's Boxing presents this Saturday at the Complex amateur fights with a little bare knuckle bite. Some of Nebraska's best amateur boxing, along with a professional bare knuckle bout between Jack Lawless Frericks and Jake Palmer, and a kickboxing bout between Demorio Dennis and Eric Murray Jr. Go get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream this event as well. Doors open at 6 p.m. and first bout is at 7 p.m. this Saturday at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue. Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning, folks. It is a beautiful, fabulous Friday here at The Drive. A tad windy outside, but Nick, Raff, and AG, we're going to need the win here in the capital city because I walked out of the gym, and I tell you what, I felt like I got out of the shower and went into another shower with the humidity. AG, I know that's nothing new for you there in Houston, and Raff, nothing new for you in Huntsville. Gentlemen, how are you this morning?
Doing well. How you guys doing?
Doing good. I'd say, Raff, good morning. Turn the mic on. Here we go. Hello.
My mic's on.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah. Hey, are you in Houston, AG, or where you at? Doesn't look like the Bat Cave.
No, it's not the Bat Cave. I'm on the road in Las Vegas at the Luxor at the HyperX Arena doing some content for my my Twitch channel. So
nice. I didn't even look up at the monitor to see if it wasn't a different background. I'm always looking at my screen. Hey, what's the temps like in Vegas right now?
The high of yesterday was 110.
Goodness.
So felt great to me though. I loved it.
That dry heat.
My wife's like, "You're crazy." She's like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "Hey, I get cold in the casino. I don't do, I get cold while doing the content we were doing, shooting it yesterday, and I would go outside for at least an hour to thaw. Like I was like, I'm freezing. I'm like, let me go outside, thaw out. In 104 with the sun down when the sun set yesterday. So I was like, can't get any better than this.
104.
I'm different. I'm just a different dude. I don't know. I can't explain it. So,
Raffy, you guys, you have been. Tell us about, because I asked you this a couple of days ago regarding the record number of days of just rain, and just kind of share with the listeners and AG and Swim how much rain, how historic it is.
I think over the last 20 days, it's probably rained 18 of them. I've been coming down here for 25 years, usually 3-4 times a year. I think it only rained 2 or 3 times in all my trips down here. I was talking to some of my friends that have lived here their entire life. They said this is probably the most rain that they've ever seen. It's crazy, but it's not raining right now. And looks like we might be good, maybe a little bit tomorrow, but then Sunday and Monday it starts again. So hopefully the rain will hold off today and we can have a day with no rain.
Well, for here, the name of the game this weekend, guys, is going to be hydrate. I mean, it is going to be hot here in Lincoln. I don't know. It's 99 tomorrow, 100s in the 100-degree temperatures all weekend long. The excessive heat warning, I think, is active right now, or at least it's going to be active here in the next couple of hours through Sunday. So, I mean, it is. I know that there's a lot of youth tournaments that are obviously being played outside. This is the one bad thing that you have to pay attention to is nowadays with all the new complexes and new fields, a lot of those fields are now turf. And so instead of it just being just naturally hot, guys, you now have the heat coming off of the turf.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes it so much hotter. You guys know it as football guys. You guys, it makes it so much hotter. And so there's a lot of tournaments that are now going, hey, instead of double elimination, it's single elimination. We are not going to play pool play. We're going to go straight into bracket play.
Mm-hmm.
We're only going to play the games that, quote unquote, matter the most.
Mm-hmm.
And if you end up losing just one game, it's instead of double elimination, it's single elimination because we're not having you kids out here.
It's supposed to be dangerous temperatures, like you mentioned, swimming here in the at least in Lincoln and surrounding area. I think for the whole state, looking at the map this morning, you know, it's amazing when you brought up the turf.
Yeah.
And AG, you would definitely remember that. Raff, you do as well. Remember AG, when we'd go to practice, remember back in the day, they had those old CVP pipes that was on fountains that were long defense, and those things were constantly going off. And AG, remember they would tell us it was 30 degrees hotter on the turf. So whatever the temperature is, just add 30 degrees to it. I remember I was like, I didn't believe it, man. I remember I got down there for for summer conditioning before we checked in. I could not believe from when you walked out of the locker room on the, that old patchway that went around and onto the turf, you felt it immediately, didn't you, bro?
Oh man, like from the time I came back from California in high school at Omaha North, when they had a new turf field, and you could see when you see the heat coming off the ground, it just lets you know that it's hot out there. I remember my first Nebraska football camp I did my junior year after I transferred to Central, and on that turf and our high school turf too, it felt like my shoes were melting. While we were running routes and doing football drills with Coach Solich and all the coaches that came out there, I was just like, but by that time I was already like in my head, I said, this is what I got to deal with. This is the sport I want to do. I love it. So I got to deal with the heat, So like Nick already said, 100% hydrate yourself. It's not a joke. I was a person that cramped up. I mean, when you have full body cramps, you find out you have muscles in places you didn't know you had muscles. You don't want to find that out. Okay. You do not want to find that out. So drink a lot of water. It's water. It's a water bottle, Gatorade, back and forth the whole day long. And if you can find the Gatorade, they make it now. It was a thought when I was playing and when we were playing AD, the electrolytes. Now they make them that you could put in your bottled water along with the Gatorade. So they have everything you at the grocery store or online. You can order it. You get yourself all ready for not cramping up, because full body cramps ain't nothing to mess with at all.
No. It's funny that you mentioned that, because there's a brand of that drink mix called Liquid IV out there, and it is basically just the same exact thing, but it's just a very it tastes a little salty at times.
Yeah, it don't taste great, but drink it, yes.
But it's the same. It's along the same lines as like Pedialyte, or it's along the same line of which a lot of people, after they have an exciting night out on the town, the next morning they will turn to whether it's Liquid IV or whether it's Pedialyte. And so here's the thing: if you're going to indulge this weekend especially, if you're going to indulge, I highly recommend maybe starting off with a Liquid IV or something that has high in electrolytes, because it's just as important as it is after the fact. To replenish your body, it's important to get them in there before you even start partying.
Nick, you were spot on with, and one thing that Doak and Weber and those guys would tell us, AG, you remember this too, and Raff, you would tell your guys when they were practicing outside, when you were coaching and running teams, they would tell us, no, you start drinking water a couple days in advance.
Yeah.
Because once you're thirsty outside, you're dangerous right there. So you're going to be outside. You start drinking 24 to 48 hours to keep yourself hydrated.
What's funny about that though is I keep on having this flashing through my head is the high school days, and I'm saying
you don't need water.
You can't have any water till you run this right. No water till you run this right.
Hey, that was a threat all the time. It was like, hey guys, y'all better get this together. Get this together right now. We're gonna run this play perfect right now because I need agua. Okay.
That is so funny. I think it's hilarious. Just from that standpoint also, but I just I lost my train of thought. So go ahead and just keep on talking. We're good.
Was it someone you were in high school?
It was something.
It was
something along the lines of the turf, and it was something along the lines of the hot heat.
Yeah.
It wasn't this, but I'll say this. It's already 91 degrees here in Lincoln this morning at 9:08 a.m. It was 91 degrees, high of 103 today. The extreme heat warning doesn't officially commence until noon today, and it goes until 7 p.m. on Sunday.
Well, I tell you this before we hop into the next one. It's if you're outside, and you guys all know this. I mean, the most you're outside, and a quick text here we got from Ti. He said, "We have a daughter." Good morning to you, Ti. He goes, "We have a daughter with a softball tournament Friday through Sunday. Going to be brutal with a 2-year-old. Luckily, the wind should help with airflow."
That's just hot air blowing around, man.
Yeah,
that
Ti.
is.
And you know what, Ti? Sometimes it's just like, you know what? Have the coach set up a iPhone and just FaceTime that.
The best invention ever for games like those, Ti, and everybody else listening, are those misting fans.
Yeah,
you cannot get enough of those misting
Those are
fans.
money.
Highly recommend. I don't know if they still call them frog togs, but I always called them like the frog, the little towels that you could you soak in water and then you squeeze them out, or you wring them out and then you just put them around your neck. Like those types of things are game changers and lifesavers when you're playing in the extreme heat like this. And so highly recommend stopping by and like I said, hydrate. Oh, I know what I was going to say now.
There it goes.
I'm more folks at the College World Series.
Ooh.
That's what I'm concerned about. You talk about, you mix that atmosphere with a ton of people that have probably already been indulging all week long.
Oh boy.
100%.
And on top of it, some of the hottest temperatures that we're seeing. And then just, like I said, the atmosphere plays. We know how it is. You get into an atmosphere that you're having a party and you're like, man, this is awesome. I feel invincible. And then boom, it hits you like a freight truck.
Are you're speaking like
not speaking from experience?
Do your research. They better recon the area.
Yep.
Hey, I got so many horror stories of full body cramps. It is not fun. So please do your research.
Folks, I tell you what, Nebraska, I was on the road, obviously, Monday through Wednesday, and it was going to bring it up. You guys may have already brought it up. The decommitment of C.J. Brunell, the top defensive back. He was the 4-star recruit that Nebraska. He committed to Nebraska back in December, and then he was recruited heavily by Butler and new defensive backs coach Addison Williams. And the 16th or 17th, he made a decision, and he's going to stay closer to home. And the thing about it is, the dude is from Winter Garden, Florida. I mean, he decided to go with the crib and stay there. And you know what? And Raff and AG, I want you both to comment on this, and Nick, you as well. And I was in the airport just kind of looking at, I don't look in the comment section too much because it's just always say there's chaos in the comments. But I was looking at some of the people. There were some that were saying, hey, man, best of luck to him. There's other ones, we don't need him here. We don't need him. Well, yes, we do. You do need him here. But if he does not here, that's fine. Everyone's not going to come to Nebraska. And it always makes me just kind of giggle a little bit when they're thinking that's going to help matters in recruiting. Well, if you're not in, you're not in. Well, no, he's obviously not in. So it's next man up. So I've always just thought that was somewhat comical when people take those parting shots where a kid had never put on a helmet to play here. This is the new landscape. And my advice is don't get too committed to those who committed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what I mentioned. Yeah, we talked about it, AD. And so my thoughts on it was basically until that kid, even if we secure the kid, even a hometown kid, until that moment they step on campus and we're in the meeting room breaking down film, that's when I feel comfortable about any recruit that comes in. Because even back during our time, there were players that would commit and then go and flip the switch and go somewhere else. So now it's just more prominent because we could see everybody's movement through social media. So that is where it seems like it's a lot more coming, or it's almost, for me, it's like easy to see it coming because when you have certain situations, either they're in the state or they're out the state or they don't have their family there, or whatever, they're a sophomore when they made that decision, right? or a junior. And that's a lot of time. And just with your staff that's recruiting, you just got to stay on your P's and Q's. You got to keep reaching out to them, following up with them, see how they're doing. When they're a sophomore and freshman, they're a kid. They're still young, and they could get influenced by any university recruiting them, even when they commit. I'm pretty sure for the ones that we have, they're going to still be other universities reaching out to him because they know that he hasn't. The dotted line has not been signed yet.
Absolutely, and so are we.
I was just going to say, too, everything's always fluid, too. I mean, how many times has there been like a guy that's committed to, say, a Florida, and then the next year he's in the transfer portal? And what's the first thing we say? Oh, remember our coaches had contact with him. I wonder if we're a potential place. That's why it's key when like, say, CJ, when he decommitted, it's like, wish him the best. because you never know how it might all turn around. You don't want him to have a sour taste in his mouth.
Right.
A year down the road, 2 years down the road, he might be in the transfer portal and be like, "Oh, remember we have great contacts with him." So, and also too, Nebraska fans never get upset when we take a guy that's already been committed to another school.
Yeah. I think it's one interesting angle to this, guys, also is I think a lot of people are mad that they feel like Nebraska didn't do enough to keep him. And I think like there's this misconception out there that Nebraska at times, whether we're talking maybe this is the conversation that's more pointed towards in-state guys. I think that this staff, though, clearly, and with a GM in town and him being relatively new to the whole process and the whole organization, there's a standard that I think Nebraska wants to hold themselves to. And I was seeing a couple of recruiting guys talk about this on Twitter with a couple of fans. But I think there's this standard that Nebraska wants to hold themselves to, and they don't want to just sacrifice the standard. And I'm talking more so about just being like, we'll come at you with a blank check. And that's what we're talking about here is at the end of the day, not saying CJ Burnell was a money issue. I think a lot of it had to do with geographical location, and playing closer to home. And this is also one of those things that I would say that I told you guys on whatever day, Monday night he decommitted. No, Tuesday he decommitted, I believe. So I told you on Wednesday, where it was like, yeah, you feel like, okay, you know what? It's going to be a pretty quick commitment after he decommits. This has been a thing that he's been considering and kind of floating back and forth with for a while now. He's been a guy that's been heavily recruited, as you guys kind of talked about, whether it's been North Carolina, whether it's been Florida State and Florida. He's been on visits to everywhere like that. And while Nebraska's former coaches are at Florida State, he ends up committing to Florida, right? So like this is once again another thing that tells you that it has a lot more to do with than I think money, than I think playing opportunity. I think a lot of it is being able to play closer to home, and you can't fault somebody for that at the end of the day. And Nebraska staff did their job. They're going to keep doing their job, and we have to. And none of us are doing this here on the show, but we have to stop putting all of our eggs into a basket of a 4-star or 5-star recruit. Like we just have to at some point. You're gonna drive yourself as a fan base insane, and you're gonna go in circles time and time again if you feel like the sky is falling Chicken Little style after one guy decommits.
Well, folks, we're going to hit the break. I think all three are spot on. Unknown texter 5284. Good morning to you. Says can't blame a kid for wanting to ball in front of his family and friends. Just what you said, Swim, as well. In this day and age with the portal, Husker fans need to chill. CJ could find his way back home one day. Same thing that Raff has mentioned as well. So that's it with that one. But I tell you what, it's going to you got camps and things of that nature coming up. We'll obviously dive into that next week. But there was a big game coming up Sunday. And the NBA, we're going to discuss last night's absolute shellacking that took place there in Indiana. It's The Drive, folks. Stay cool out there. Tune in. Listen to us. That'll keep you cool. We'll be right back.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com. Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Brutally hot here over the next several days. We're going to see an extreme heat warning go into effect at noon and last until Sunday evening. We'll get up to 103 for a high today, but breezy with wind gusts up around 40 miles an hour. Tonight, we're only going to drop down to 80 for a low and then get back up to 103 for a high tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downa for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more. RC's Boxing presents this Saturday at the Complex amateur fights with a little bare-knuckle bite. Some of Nebraska's best amateur boxing, along with a professional bare-knuckle bout between Jack Lawless Frericks and Jake Palmer, and a kickboxing bout between Demorio Dennis and Eric Murray Jr. Go get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream this event as well. Doors open at 6 p.m. and first bout is at 7 p.m. this Saturday at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back on this fabulous Friday. Again, hydrate as much as you can if you're going to be outside and about.
I know we have plenty of NBA stuff to talk about, but please tell me that one of us saw the San Diego Padres, Los Angeles Dodgers beef last night.
I did not.
Did you guys see this at all?
Yeah,
AG Raff? You saw
a little bit of it, yeah.
Hey,
yes.
We had some old school baseball come out last night. So Shohei Ohtani, so obviously the Padres and Dodgers, pretty fierce rivals. Last night, and this actually stems from a couple of nights ago, Shohei Ohtani got hit by a pitch. And I mean, he's like the face of baseball. So it's pretty notable whenever he gets hit. And ends up getting hit by a pitch. People got warnings, like both benches got warnings, this, that, and the other. Then last night, Shohei Ohtani in the late game has a 3-0 count. He's hitting. He's ahead in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. And Ranger Suarez of the San Diego Padres goes up and in with a fastball, hits him. And he ends up taking first base. And temper started to flare a little bit. And Shohei Ohtani looks back at his dugout, and the guys are about ready to hop the railing and start clearing. But he looks back to the dugout and waves them off and goes, "Don't worry about it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it." And Shohei Ohtani gets to first base. He's like dapping up the first baseman, trying to keep the peace.
Right.
And the very next inning, Fernando Tatis Jr. for the San Diego Padres is up to bat, and he gets plunked. And so then what happens is Mike Schilt, the San Diego Padres manager, comes out and starts talking to the umpire. Well, if you guys know anything about Dave Roberts, the Dodgers manager, he's pretty feisty.
Oh, yeah.
He jumps out of the dugout, and they're both starting to yell at each other. And so the managers start to go after it, like literally chest to chest. The umpire's the one thing standing in the guy's way from like throwing haymakers, just right behind home plate. And then all the benches clear, and the bullpen starts rushing in from the outfield. All the benches clear, everything's going on, and it's like, all right, here we go. We're all going our separate ways. It's after like 5 minutes, but there was some closer up video of the two managers fighting. And it's just both of them going, after the game, we're going to talk. After the game. And he's like, just you and me. We're going to talk.
Just you and me.
So it was really, really crazy last night. But then Mike Schilt, I should have gotten the post-game press conference because he was asked about it. Because Fernando Tatis Jr. needed to have x-rays on his hand. And you guys know it. There's so many of those little bones in their hands and things like that when you're going to get hit by a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Little bones can break, and they can be aggravating, and they can just take forever to heal. And so anyway, he was asked about it. He's like, look, I can speak to my track record. We don't hit people. We don't hit people on purpose. And he said, but the other team, you can speak to their track record. And that guy has a history of hitting dudes on purpose. And then he goes, look, he said, my teams that I manage, we don't get into fights. We don't clear the benches. However, if you come after our guys, and he's like, you come after some of my players, he's like, we are going to defend them. And he said, you can call us old school baseball all you want, but I don't care. We're going to do it. He's like, we're going to stand up for our guys. And I was like, Fire me up, Mike Schilt. I mean, seriously, fire me up, because last year when I went to the ALDS in Kansas City, I saw the benches clearing brawl between the Yankees and the Royals down there at Kauffman, because there was a guy that Jazz Chisholm Jr. slid into Bobby Witt at second base, and nobody was going to have that over their superstar. And so the benches, the bullpens from the outfield clear. But the best part also, guys, before I get your thoughts, is in the bullpen. So the bullpen's obviously in the outfield. The Padres bullpen has to run past the Dodgers right fielder.
Was they taking swings on the way?
They weren't taking swings. They were running in sync. They were just running next to each other. I'm like, dude, you guys are enemies. You guys are supposed to be fighting back and forth here. Anyway, so that's what's going on right there. But it's always crazy. It always makes news. But I love the old school baseball approach where it's like, you come after one of our guys, and we're gonna stand up for him, whatever it takes.
AG and Raff, I'm not obviously promoting violence, but isn't it kind of spicy to see some fire?
Yeah, totally.
Yes, it's.
I'm going to
go, Raff. No, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, it brings out. I say the drive of the game for every player. What that drive is, we find out right away. You know how if they're really about that life, and I say to the counter of defending your player, just going after Tony, going after Tatis, going after major players. The biggest thing is like if you're the person I say replying to the pitch, just if you're not really trying to you just want to get back because of your team, just don't hurt the other player. My thing is that, because it's going to happen. It happens in baseball. It's an eye for an eye pretty much. But I'm not going to, if I'm a manager, I'm not going to allow my pitcher, I'll really tell my pitcher, don't do it. If you do it, you're making a business decision on your own, because that's how we're not built that way. We want to keep it, 100. If we hit a pitcher, we hit a batter, it's by mistake, it's not by, on purpose. So I want to keep that, on the top of everybody's mind. If I was a coach doing it, because I played baseball, and I think it is a part of the game. And I say that's the old school part of the game, like you mentioned, but it's not, but to send messages out to, younger, baseball playing teams from college all the way down to little league, that's not a message I want to send as a manager.
Raff, old school baseball at its finest is when, back in the day, they didn't try to hide it either. No. It was always funny, Raff, because they would like slide over on one side of the rubber. It'd be like, if you're facing a right-handed batter, they'd slide over to the right side of the rubber. All right, let me just get this guy. Let me just see if I can throw in his grill a little bit, Raffy.
Yeah, then you got to think too, like Major League Baseball. No, they're not condoning it, but on the other hand, they're thinking to themselves, man, next time Dodgers and Padres play, they're going to have eyes on this game. If it's on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, there's going to be eyes on this game. You always look at like the NFL. NFL does not condone hard hits, but every time you watch a highlight package or anything like that, what do you see? Hard hits, because that's what brings the eyes to the game. So they don't condone it in no means, but part of them are thinking to themselves, man, this is good for baseball. It's going to bring people, because here we are talking about it. We're not the most Major League Baseball talking program in the world, so
we should be.
Works.
We should be, because the Cubs have the best record in the National League right now. They have the best record in the National League per win percentage.
Playing good baseball right now.
Pedro Armstrong has 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases on the year. He's already got a 2020 season. It's just, one of the guys that did that was Eric Davis. You guys remember that name?
That's my cousin.
Yo, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Eric Davis. And so thank goodness Eric Davis didn't play for the Pittsburgh Pirates, because he would have had a much different trajectory on his career.
We're going to change the topic now on that point. The Pirates are absolutely atrocious. They're 30-46, fifth in the NL.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, 30-46.
Hey,
but I tell you who was not.
I'm sure the manager was the problem.
Yeah, they got rid of him. They still losing. But gentlemen, for the first time in 9 years, we are going to see a Game 7, 8 p.m. in Oklahoma City. And Indiana has a chance to pull off one of the biggest upsets in NBA championship history. Game 7, 9 years, 8 p.m. in its own and popping. They took an absolute shellacking last night. If you didn't see that game, the game was pretty much done at halftime for the most part.
Yeah.
They made a late push, but it wasn't even a push. And they were up 30 at one point. Nick, I'll let you go. I know we're pressing the clock.
Yeah,
to
it's
keep
fine.
these things, but I want you to. I'm going to go around everybody.
Yeah.
Who are you picking? What's your thought on last night and who you picking Sunday?
Well, my thought last night was it worked out perfectly for the Indiana Pacers. You were able to rest Tyrese Halliburton while with the calf strain. Only had to play 23 minutes last night. When in a game like last night where your season's on the line and in the magnitude of an NBA Finals, you're expecting them to play, if not the entire game, just everything but a few minutes. So it worked out perfectly for the Pacers. And then also, but just as it was advantageous that they were able to rest guys like Tyrese Halliburton, guess what? Oklahoma City kind of threw in the towel with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and SGA was on the bench too. And so, what was the final score? 108-91.
Yep, 108-91.
And so, Indiana, give them credit, because through it, we talked about it needed to be a whole collaborative effort. It was, and things ended up being okay, and they gave themselves another opportunity to win on the road. I think Oklahoma City gets it done on Sunday, though.
AG, what's your thoughts?
Right now, I think I agree with Nick. Oklahoma City, and they understand what they're dealing with. They just knew that, teams, I say NBA teams, when they have a good coaching staff, they know, when they kind of put their best effort and just wasn't their night, that's what happened. And right now, they got to basically definitely, it's like it's live or die in terms of win or lose right now. So to make sure they go back to their home field or home court, and they know the crowd's going to be into it. They got to be. This is it. There's no games after this weekend in terms of the NBA. This is going to be the final matchup, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be one heck of a game. I mean, it could go either way. Either way, I'm gonna go with OKC in this one, just because I like the firepower they have. But just watching this game though, you had for the Pacers, you had 6 players in double digits. Even and Toppin having a hell of a game, and he's been playing. He's been slowly getting better, and I'll say, for OKC, just be conscious, be aware of how Obi Toppin is playing, because he's a big man. He could jump very high, and he could block shots, and then bring another factor like he did, 20 points, not being the main guy coming in and playing. So be aware of that. Play the offense that you know how to play, but then also play the defense is what got him there, in the World Championship right now.
Raff, thought on last night. What's your prediction for Sunday?
Devastation. Just devastation. I look at it like this. I know it's the players that play the game on Sunday, but I think you're going to see a lot out of what Mark Dagnall, the head coach for OKC, does, because you saw last night Indiana. I mean, they were swarming on defense. They were all over the place. They were making life really tough on SGA. So it's going to be, I think a lot of it's going to be the game plan that he puts in for Sunday. I know you can't change a ton in basketball, but they've got to find a way, to give him some more open looks, because right now he's just not getting anything for open looks. So I'm thinking come Sunday, like AG said, it's got to be the crowd's got to be there also too. Like we talked about last night at Indiana, that crowd was rocking.
Here's what I'm going to say very quickly. Not shocked, but surprised at the outcome yesterday. I'm going to say this, my prediction for Sunday. I think Oklahoma City gets it done. However, Indiana, for them to have even a shot in the dark, they're going to have to withstand the surge of the first 4 minutes.
Sure.
Because that place, the roof is going to come off. If they can weather the storm for that first 4 minutes, because if OKC gets a lot early, it's going to be a wrap.
Yeah, we talked. You mentioned at the start of this conversation, AD, where you said it's the first Game 7 since 2016. That game was won by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
They were down 3-1.
Yeah, 93-89. So a close finish there. LeBron James. We talked about it. Superstars playing big minutes.
Yep.
So LeBron played all but 1 minute in that game, and so those are the types of performances. I would imagine that Tyrese Halliburton is getting all the treatment in the world. He's going to be getting treatment on the ground, in the plane, in the hotel, in pregame. I mean, he is going to be getting treatment nonstop, just trying to get that to feel better. And that's the worst part. Maybe like the strain is the worst part, because like a pulled muscle, you just got to wait. Like you just got to wait it out and hope that like something can work through it and make it loosen up a little bit.
Folks, this segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected rep since 1999. You know, protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100, or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward, and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. We're going to take a break, folks. We'll come back with some history. It's The Drive, 93.7 Ticket.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards: Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes tickets to Michigan or USC, plus Akron or Houston Christian, and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red!
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service. But it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free. So visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
At Cordell & Cordell, we focus on representing men in domestic relations cases.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
We recognize that our clients are going through perhaps the toughest time they will ever go through. We understand that everything that's important to them is on the table. Their assets, the role in their children's lives. That's an immense responsibility that our clients entrust us with, and we take that very seriously. We've been trained to do that. We've helped thousands of clients before. And it's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most important to you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Now back to the drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back, and we are in history. Rafferty, what you got for history?
All right. Well, I did have some sports history, but I'm going to add. I'm going to delete that sports history today. I'm going with entertainment history. On this day, 50 years ago today, the first ever summer blockbuster movie was released.
How many years?
50.
Oh, jeez.
It's considered the first ever summer blockbuster. Can anybody guess what movie I am talking about?
50 years ago.
50 years ago.
You guys know how I am with movies. There's not a chance on God's beautiful green earth that I could even guess what movie this is.
Donut.
AG, do you have any guesses?
Give it away.
Donut.
Okay, what you got?
Dun, 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 dun.
There we go.
Jaws was released 50 years ago today. 50 years ago today.
Yeah.
And you all remember Jaws? He was quite the actor. Wanted a lot of money, I believe. His real name is Bruce, I believe.
Hello, Bruce.
My name's Bruce.
Bruce.
Mr. Fred, not food. Anyway, what else? What do you got today, AD?
Roberto Duran versus Sugar Ray Leonard, 1980. Panamanian boxer Roberto Duran takes WC welterweight title from Sugar Ray Leonard in Olympic Stadium in Montreal by unanimous points decision. Those two, Nick, used to go at it when me, Raff, and AG were kids, and they would go back and forth, and one was more finesse, Sugar Ray Leonard. One was more power with Roberto, and they would beat each other up. And there was the famous quote: Roberto Duran wouldn't come out of his corner and said, "No mas, no mas, no more." But he gave Sugar Ray a lot of punches and beat his tail a lot of times too. But that's when boxing was boxing. So that's what I got. What about you, AGZ?
So actually, I had some. I'm looking it up right now. I thought I had some from today's date, but it was from early in the week. So I'll catch up with y'all later.
I can go here first, and I know I make a lot of jokes about the Chicago Cubs. Shout out to the Cubs, the best team in the NL in the National League right now. But here's
people get mad at me about talking about the Broncos. Come on now.
You know
what?
Whoa. You are reaching
what
that point.
The difference is? You want to know what the difference is?
Cubs are winning.
Cubs are winning.
Yeah, what's the difference?
That's the difference. Everybody's okay talking about a team that wins.
I'll give you a little slack on that, but to Raff's point, you ain't far off of that.
Raff, don't sit there with your jaw on the floor, because here's the deal: the Denver Broncos. There's a difference between winning and there's a difference between finishing second in your division. There's a difference.
We haven't hit the end of the year yet.
That's true. However,
so we're gonna have to start watching Cubs baseball just to, yeah.
Let's start doing it. Here we go. I can even get you some Cubs gear.
Thomas and Lincoln says Cubs suck. Go Cards.
That's crazy. How does hey, Thomas and Lincoln, how does middle of the division taste right now?
Middle of the division.
Why don't you chew on that a little bit? Why don't you chew on that? Cubs in their 45 wins are just going to be sitting up top watching everybody. Here's the deal, though. So this is real talk. For the first time in like 21 years, guess who's making his return to Wrigley Field today as the Cubs get ready for the Chicago White Sox?
Who that?
Sammy Sosa is making his return for the first time in over 20 years to Wrigley Field. And you'll remember there's been some, I don't want to say animosity between the two sides, but there's just been some differences between the two sides for the Cubs and Sammy Sosa, obviously, and things somewhat got reconciled in the offseason this year. Mm-hmm. And it was announced earlier today that they, for the first time in over 20 years, he's going to be at the Cubs White Sox game this weekend at Wrigley Field. So it's always good. We talk about with Hall of Fame inductions and things like that about, hey, give them their flowers while they're still around, obviously. And so that is a positive, right? Reconcile all the issues, whatever the issues might have been, figure it all out, get it all taken care of, and bring him back to the ballpark so he can be honored. And so it's good to see Sammy Sosa going to be coming back to Wrigley Field here this weekend for the Cubs and White Sox, which should be a series in which the Cubs sweep, just because the White Sox are one of the two atrocities of Major League Baseball, in addition to the Colorado Rockies right now. So,
absolutely.
AG, you got any history? You find any, or did we get? Are we skipping?
No, I found something. So a good year. So back in 2003, on this day, Laura Croft Tomb Raider, the Angel of Darkness, the installment in the popular franchise of Tomb Raider series, came out on PlayStation 2. So she is the female Indiana Jones. So there you go.
AG, as we talk video games real quick, hey, be careful on those scooters. Remember the whole debacle, people flying by on those scooters.
Yes.
As we talk video games for a moment, though, do you have any insight on other college sport video games other than football ever being released? Doesn't sound like it. All right. AG's struggling with
I do have some insight, and they are working on
we're struggling with
it's bad over here.
Yeah, so we might there goes AG. He's off. So the Lux are not great on the Wi-Fi right now. But that's all right. No, I just wanted to see, because college football is about to come out, and we might just have to cut the cord with AG right now for the time being in the 10 o'clock hour. So
as we go to break, Thomas and Lincoln says, how feeling being the whipping boys for a decade ago. Okay, I like that. Thank you so much. Old Dad 34, I love you, brother. He goes, hey, the Pirates are better than the Rockies.
That is true.
And that is true.
I mean, low floor.
It's a very low. I don't even know if it's the floor. It might be the basement beyond the basement.
I'm going to be 100% honest. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Paul Skeens.
Yes. Folks, we'll be back because it is baseball time. CWS, and the team that got disrespected, they took it personal. Like Michael Jordan said in The Last Dance, and I took that personal. And I think Coastal Carolina did the same thing, Raff. They took it personal. We're going to talk about that matchup and who you're taking and why. It's The Drive on this fabulous Friday.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
At Cordell & Cordell, we focus on representing men in domestic relations cases.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
We recognize that our clients are going through perhaps the toughest time they will ever go through. We understand that everything that's important to them is on the table. Their assets, the role in their children's lives. That's an immense responsibility that our clients entrust us with, and we take that very seriously. We've been trained to do that. We've helped thousands of clients before. And it's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most important to you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards: Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back on this fabulous, fantastic Friday. It's a little breezy down here, Nick. A little breezy down here at 1040 O Street.
It is breezy.
Okay. What did you just do, dude? I
What?
just looked. You like a song, don't you?
Should I?
Just go ahead and play
I
it,
will.
man.
I will here in a couple of minutes. If you want to see one of the best looking jerseys of all time, though, head over to the Starter Heyman
It
Jewelers
looks
video
like
stream.
it looks like a onesie for like a 2-year-old.
It's a little big nowadays.
No, just even the whole setup. That beard does not look intimidating. What is that?
It's a cub.
I know that little cub.
You know what you were about to say? You were about to go. What is that? A cub?
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
it's a little baby little cup.
Tis-
It looks
tis
like
the
it has
point.
a tippy cup. Turn around, let me see the back of it.
This is an Ernie Banks jersey. You better respect it. You better respect it. The man's got a statue
Nick,
outside of Wrigley.
Nick, I'm just gonna be honest. I do like it, dog.
Thank you.
It does look like you're wearing a onesie though.
That's okay.
Come here, little Nicky. Let me burp you. Let me burp you.
Raph, before we keep going,
It is sweet, though.
who are we sponsored by, my friend?
Well, we are proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance, you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Now, here's the deal. Eric says on the text line, 402-464-5685, yeah, AD, we need more Nick shaming on this show. Keep it up. Eric, listen, I know, normally as kind of somebody in this spot, I don't usually take requests, but I did see your text a couple of minutes ago asking for this specific song. And so just to keep you happy, Eric, here we go.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say?
Sing it like you mean it, Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
The Cubs are gonna win today.
Sing it like you mean
Here
it.
we go.
Nick.
We all know the song. Let's sing it loud and proud.
Go ahead, Nick.
Go, Cubs, go.
There you go, Nick. Let him use you.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
All right, so I know that's for Eric. We'll stop it there.
Hey, Ralph, let me ask you this, man.
It's a catchy song. They got a great looking jersey, and they're winners.
Well, that was a lot of superlatives. But you know what? I gotta respect. Hey, you gotta respect the truth. They are balling out. Ralph, the song is kind of catchy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I've always loved the song. I mean, I think I know every single word of it. But, hey, they for a long time there, they never got to hear that song all that often. So now that they actually get to play it some.
It was Cubs. No.
Yeah.
Cubs,
Hey,
no.
They usually played it for about 80 times a year. I mean, it was half the games. I mean, in all honesty, my entire life, the Cubs have kind of sucked. But it's essentially been like times where they've had guys like Ryan Terriot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just abysmal. Giovanni Soto and.
Isn't that kind of like,
it makes it sweeter when you start winning.
Well, it's like our boy Jake, man. His Dolphins have been terrible his whole life.
His entire life.
I mean, just And you know what? Quite honestly, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. My kids don't remember a dominant Nebraska football team.
Now that
we have those conversations all the time. Like, right, like I don't. The most successful Husker as a guy that was born in 2001. My most successful Husker football memory. I mean, we're probably looking at 2000. Like, so the peak of my fandom for Nebraska football, 2009 and 2010. And that's where you're at. You know why? Is because Nebraska played in back-to-back Big 12 title games.
Yeah.
It was against Texas where they should have won. And then you also think about, like, we talked so much about in the last 5 years the close losses and how close Nebraska should be or could have been, and they should have won this game, they should have won that game. 2009 they should have won because the whole 1 second debacle with Mac Brown standing on the sideline. But then people don't talk about it in like the heartbreaker conversation enough about the 2010 Big 12 title game, where Nebraska was up on Oklahoma 20-0 at one point.
Don't remind me.
And then they ended up losing that game by just, it was like one possession. But at that time, we hadn't had the conversation of one score losses or anything. And so there.
Did I ever tell you guys my 2010 story? I was on a cruise, and I asked one of the cruise people if they were going to have the Nebraska-Oklahoma game on. And they opened up the whole 2,000-seat auditorium, so I watched on a big movie screen on the cruise.
Just by yourself?
There was like four others. There were like 5 of us there.
Did you want to jump overboard after the game?
Yeah. Well, when Halu took off on the touchdown run to start the game, I was like, "Here we go!" And then by the end of the game, I was just like, "Turn it off."
Turn it off. Shut the whole theater down. I'm done.
So the final score in that game was 23-20. So Nebraska at one point, like I said, was up 20-0. They allowed Oklahoma to score 17 points in the second quarter. Then it was a scoreless offensive second half for Nebraska. Oklahoma scored 2 field goals. They got 2 field goals, one in the third and one in the fourth, to win the game 23-20. Do you guys remember who the quarterback for Oklahoma was that year? Because it was not Sam Bradford.
Okay.
Was
it was Sam Bradford's replacement.
I don't remember that guy.
It was. I mean, you look at these guys. I mean, it was kind of crazy. So the leaders in that game for Nebraska in Oklahoma, Oklahoma was ranked 9th in the country at the time. Nebraska was 13th. Landry Jones was the quarterback for the Sooners in this game. The running back was DeMarco Murray.
He was a beast.
And then the leading receiver was a name that I forgot, and I think
he was a bad boy.
I think he's still playing. It's Kenny Stills.
Yes.
Stills.
He was a bad boy.
Kenny Stills led the Sooners in receiving. I would, you know what, Raff? I will say this, Raff. For the entire week next week, if you can tell me what tight end led, so Nebraska was led in receiving by a tight end in 2010 in the championship game
for
Nebraska.
Was it the man from Pierce, Nebraska?
If you
Number
can,
11?
No, it was not. If you can tell me who led the Huskers in receiving, I will not say a single rude thing to you all of next week.
All next week?
All of next week.
Wow, that's a
gosh. I want to go with the obvious one, but I'm gonna go Kyler Reed.
Oh, looks like I'm being a rude guy next week. It's rude one. It's Mike McNeil.
Number 44. I should have known that.
Mike McNeil led the Huskers in receiving all in that game. Roy Halu, obviously, Taylor Martinez at quarterback for the Huskers in that 2010 game.
Yeah,
that was upsetting.
There's a freestyle. I got to make sure it's before I might play it later, but I got to make sure everything is clean. But that Malcolm Kelly locker room.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat us and they put us under the bus. But I'm like, okay, that brother did top of the dome. I mean, he literally came with that rap on the top of the dome. If you get a chance, folks, look up Malcolm Kelly freestyle rapping on the Big 12 championship. Look up Malcolm Kelly because he was flowing in that joker right there, man. But
This is the question I got. Is Landry Jones the all-time leading pass yards leader for Oklahoma?
Let me see.
Would it be him or would it be
Landry Jones, 16,646 passing yards in his career. Baker Mayfield is second. Sam Bradford is third.
that would be a great trivia question.
Yeah, it would.
Because I think because for some reason I felt like I'd heard Landry Jones was the leading, but I would have probably went Sam Bradford then Baker Mayfield. I don't even know if Landry Jones would have entered my top 5.
Well, Tommy, good morning to you on the text line. He had Landry Jones. T.I.'s had Kyler Reed. Yep, you were right. Mississippi Mud Dog. Yes, and you were exactly right. He threw 5 INTs at Nebraska in 2009, so he ain't great.
Do we realize how great Baker Mayfield was,
He was a bad boy,
at
man.
Oklahoma?
So
because
good.
look, listen to this. These
He wasn't even there
career
5 years.
He was there from 2014 to 2017.
Yeah.
He's second in career passing yards with just under 12,300. But here's the thing. In 808 completions, he had 119 passing touchdowns to just 21 interceptions in his career. To put that into perspective, Landry Jones in his entire career, and this goes with what Mississippi Mud Dog said about the interceptions, Landry Jones had just 4 more touchdown passes than Baker Mayfield did, but had, 31 more interceptions. Landry Jones had 123 touchdowns and 52 interceptions, while Baker Mayfield had 119 touchdowns and 21 picks.
He was a pretty good walk-on.
Yeah, the touchdown the touchdown to interception ratio there for Baker Mayfield was pretty impressive.
Let me ask you guys this.
I mean, there's guys that throw 21 interceptions in 2 seasons.
Let me ask you guys this. This is not on our agenda or schedule or anything. In light of the landscape of collegiate sports, do you see, from what you've seen the past 2 years, Nebraska returning to be a top 25, I'll say this, a top 15 team consistently? Raffi, Nick, from what you've seen the past 2 years, now this is all premature, I know, but in a way it's not. You got 2 years of body of work. You look at Rule's previous bodies of work at Baylor, at Temple. Not count the NFL, because you're going to count the NFL, you got to look at Saban and all the rest of those guys that didn't do well in the NFL. I mean, that happens. But text line, I'm open up to you. Do you see Nebraska being consistently in the top 15 for the next 2 to 3 years based off what you've seen so far?
Go ahead, Raff. I'm interested to see where you go with this.
And none of us prepared for this list. Because you know how we get off the rails, and it's good discussion. Raffi?
I'm going with yes.
State your reason.
My reasoning for it is I think you're getting a little bit better quality player. I still think Dylan Raiola is going to be one of the best to play here. I think he'll continue to show that this year. I think the future is bright. It helps, having the Dayton Raiolas, having the Trey Taylors, having those guys out pure recruiting. And then I haven't met the entire coaching staff, but what I have met of the coaching staff, I've been impressed with, the way they want to go get it and they want to be good. So I'm going with Nebraska will be in the top 15 here in the next 2 to 3 years.
Before you go, Nick, Thomas Lincoln says, as a Texas fan, the answer is yes. Unknown texter 2312 says, I do not think we'll be a top 15 program consistently. World is changing and not to our advantage. Swim, what's your take on it, man?
I would ask this question. What did you see from, and this is not me standing on one side of the aisle and being like, I did not see anything that would give me encouragement.
No, you're totally being objective about it.
But because I'm curious what everybody's answer is, and this is where we can really include the text line 402-464-5685. Is what did you see from Nebraska's team last year that gives you optimism for this year? And whether that's you can interpret that, and this is not, once again, I will preface and I will sugarcoat it with this, of that in no way am I saying, oh, I saw nothing that gives me encouragement, because I am encouraged for this year, right? For reasons that are inside Nebraska's control, but then also reasons that are out of their control, like the schedule. And so if you are optimistic about what the future holds, what have you seen from the last couple of seasons under Matt Rule, whether that's been, and you can interpret it any way you want, whether that's been through the identification of talent, whether that's been their ability to go and recruit the talent, whether that's been their transfer portal decisions, the coordinator decisions, personnel, those types of things, whatever it is, what gives you optimism? So 402-464-5685, the phone number there to feel free to call or to text, and we can get your thoughts there. Because unfortunately, and this is speaking objectively, Dylan Raiola, if we want to talk about quarterback, needs to make a pretty big jump. There's excitement because you can use the caveat of a true freshman, and we know how much training he has put in. We know the whole situation with the weight and with everything going on there, and how people make an unnecessarily large deal about it. But at the end of the day, a team that has a very active and heavy passing attack had a quarterback that had a touchdown to interception ratio. We just talked about Baker Mayfield's had a touchdown to interception ratio last year of 13-11. And so at the, when it's all said and done, there are notable guys on this roster, Dylan Raiola, and in addition to Dylan, that need to make a significant jump this year if you want to have that conversation of Nebraska being a consistent top 15 team.
Mm-hmm. You guys, I'm listening to everything you guys said, and I there's a lot to chew on there, but there's a lot of valid points there. I am optimistic that Nebraska can return, cautiously optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that if I was at any other school, that's been a Nebraska situation. Obviously not your top echelon, because they've proven they've had the stability and longevity to be there. But a school like Nebraska, I really feel you guys, this is a Robert Frost moment, a fork in the road.
Yeah.
Year 3 is huge. And with everything that's going on, when we come back, you looking at the break time?
No, well, not yet. No, we're fine. We still got about 8 minutes.
About 8 minutes. But everything we have coming back, you look at everything, okay, holistically, you have one of the top facilities in the country, bar none.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nutrition wise, all those things. So all those things are taken care of. That's a check mark there. You've got some good returners. You didn't lose a ton in the portal. It's check mark.
Mm-hmm.
I think bar an injury, the return of Emmett Johnson, I think is going to pay bigger dividends than we think.
I think for a couple of reasons, because you look at what they're, we can play the hypothetical game of what if Emmett Johnson's not on this roster and he stays in the portal and he goes somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
What does this running back room look like? How does it change? And I think it looks dramatically different in terms of who you're going to be leaning on going forward this season. Now, then you can also say it of you're kind of putting your eggs all in one basket of, hey, we need this guy to really step up and take that next step. Mississippi Mud Dog makes a good point. They say you're overlooking the fact that Dylan had a very below average offensive coordinator for most of the year last year. And that's exactly why I phrased the question in the way that I did, was because I wanted it to be open for interpretation, because there's a lot here, whether it's, like I said, the identification of talent, the ability to bring guys in through the portal or through recruiting classes in high school football, the decisions that frankly Matt Rule has made in terms of surrounding himself with the staff that he has, and his decisions to fire, retain, hire new guys. Like, that's why because I think we can ask 100 different Husker fans and we're going to get 95 different answers of that. You're going to have some people in this conversation with Dylan specifically that say, yeah, Dylan, the player needs to get better because the coaches can coach him during practice, but the decision-making in game has to be something that kind of leans on the player side of things. But then I think on the other side, and both things can be factual, is that how you prepare and how you practice is going to be, a big part of how you play on Saturdays. And so I think it's an open-ended conversation, which is great for, on a day like June 20th, where it's not so heavy because Nebraska hasn't played games and we have so much optimism, concern, curiosity, which is good because, as you always talk about, AD, the apathy part, it obviously isn't settling in.
Well, another thing too that I was going to say also is one of the things that I'd like to see over the last couple of years too is they're not rushing offensive linemen. It seems like they're giving them a chance to come into the program, mature, lift weights, get bigger. So I think that's going to be advantageous for Nebraska football, is being that we're not getting these true freshman offensive linemen and going, oh, you're playing right away. You're giving them a chance to get their feet wet a little bit before they step in and take starting roles.
This text makes me laugh, guys. It's unnamed texter 7580 says, nah, everyone said the same thing with Scott Frost, Taylor Martinez, Adrian Martinez, but it's the same result every time. I've lost all hope. I'm not going to say exactly what they say in this next one because I don't think I can pronounce. He goes, I'm still gonna watch though because I like torch.
Finna.
Okay, thank you.
Finna. That's the black vernacular. You finna get a whooping.
I'm still.
We finna grow.
Here, let me say this. I'm still going to watch though because I like torturing myself,
Right.
and so.
Well, in the black vernacular.
Yeah. No, it says I'm still going. He says I'm still going to watch though because I like torturing myself. Eric says on the text line, I'm going to need to see it to believe it. Old Dad 34 says we win if defense plays well, and the front seven will determine that, in my opinion. So then maybe this is a good time as we have a couple minutes left in the conversation here, guys. Maybe this is a good time to then talk. Okay, like what's the outlook for the defense? Because we've had so much conversation about Nebraska's offense with Dana Holgorsen. It's finally a full offseason under Dana Holgersen's leadership. And Dylan Raiola has a year under his belt and a full offseason under his belt. And Emmett Johnson's returning, right? Those are the flashy skill guys. But Nebraska's also instituted a new defensive coordinator this season.
Yeah, Rav, I'll let you start with that one, man. My man got me laughing on here. Aiden, he goes, funny thing is I'm white. My name's Aiden.
That's funny. That's funny. Shout out to Aiden.
Shout out, AD. Go ahead, man.
Well, I haven't hid my opinions. I think Nebraska's front seven is going to be good this year. I like that, you have Van Poppel, you have Cam, you got Keona. Keona? That right? Keona. Yeah, Keona.
Yep, Keona Davis.
And then I love McGahee, Shavers. I think Nebraska's got they've got the pieces. It's just fact that how they gel and how they come together. But I think Nebraska front seven wise, that's not my worry.
It's interesting because let's go through some of those guys that you named there, Raff. Because in the first one that I'm going to say is Riley Van Poppel. He's got some big shoes to fill. Nebraska is moving on from two guys that we have been very familiar with seeing kind of stuff up and cause havoc on that defensive side of the ball in Nash Hutmaker and then obviously Ty Robinson. And so there's going to be big shoes there to fill. And that whole situation is still, and I don't know how to categorize it, so I'll do a word vomit of like impressive, shocking, interesting, fascinating that they were able to redshirt him after a pretty productive true freshman sample size. And they chose to redshirt him for whatever reason. And maybe there's something that was there that we aren't aware of publicly. And they redshirted him. And then he was also willing to stick around in this day and age of college football too. So, and in the same time, you lose your defensive line coach, Terrence Knighton, at the time. So I just think like that whole situation is just really, really interesting to me. For a variety of reasons. And you go down the list, Vincent Shavers had a really, really productive bowl game out in New York. So that was exciting to see. Willis McGahee, another year under his belt, like you kind of talked about. There's a lot of guys, though, that they are moving on from. I mentioned, obviously, Nash and Ty. You're moving on from a guy like John Bullock, who was very, very dependable, might not have always made the best or smartest decisions, but was always available for you out there. And we know it, the best ability is the availability piece of it. And so through everything, there's going to be new faces on this roster. It's just going to be this, like you said, AD, year 3 is an important year for developmental reasons. And I think this is really a year where we're going to see, okay, some guys that you brought in your first recruiting class, when you're asking them to play meaningful snaps, how does it turn out?
It's, I think there's a lot of question marks for me personally. And I'm going to say both sides of the ball. You have a whole different, for the most part, besides Barney, you have a totally different receiving core, as far as that goes. You have an offensive line that hasn't played a lot of snaps together holistically without injury to, guys leaving, etc. Obviously, the big man from Notre Dame, I forget his name, the big tackle we got from Notre Dame, the offensive tackle we got from Notre Dame.
Spindler.
Spindler. So those guys are going to need some time to gel together too. I'm going to say this. Do they have the talent there? Yes.
Yeah. We got a really good text from Scaper that I want to address to you guys in the next segment, talking about backups, depth, stuff like that. So let's get to Scaper's text when we return.
Absolutely. Folks, it's The Drive. We'll be right back.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
I want to ride. Do you want to ride? June is officially riding month at Rod's Power Sports, Nebraska's largest volume Honda Power Sports dealership. Come in now and take advantage of huge savings and a great inventory selection during Rod's I Want to Ride celebration days all month long. Simply schedule a qualified demo ride on one of their new Honda motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, or side-by-sides, or purchase a new or used vehicle, and you get a free custom I Want to Ride t-shirt. Plus, all month long, they have 10% discounts on all wearables, parts, accessories, and oil change kits when purchased with a new or used Honda. Free refreshments served each Saturday morning in June. Just show up and say, I want to ride, and they'll fix you up with some free stuff and help you pick out that new ride. Come ride with Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln or online at rodspowersports.com. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 years and older. Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
RC's Boxing presents this Saturday at the Complex amateur fights with a little bare-knuckle bite. Some of Nebraska's best amateur boxing, along with a professional bare-knuckle bout between Jack Lawless Frericks and Jake Palmer, and a kickboxing bout between Demorio Dennis and Eric Murray Jr. Go get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream this event as well. Doors open at 6 p.m. and first bout is at 7 p.m. this Saturday at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Western Sand and Gravel is hiring for a variety of positions at their sand and gravel plants near Ashland. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Available positions include plant operators, dredge operators, and shop service technicians. They offer great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, paid holidays, and paid time off. No matter your experience level, on-the-job training is available to help you build a rewarding career with Western Sand and Gravel. Start your career today. Visit westernsand.com.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know what, Nick?
What's up?
Pittsburgh Pirates suck. Pirates suck bad.
They're not. They could be so much worse. They could be the Rock. I mean, they could be in the situations the Rockies are in.
One other team you can say.
The White Sox. Let's before we get to Scaper's text, we have a phone call. Tyler is on the line, 402-464-5685 with some thoughts. Tyler, appreciate you being patient through the commercial break, my friend. What's on your mind today?
Hey, Nick, thanks. I thought it might be helpful to help, or a thing that's made me think about this issue about are we ever going to make it back or not, has to do with a young man who I know who had a recruiting visit to Army. And as they were taking him through their Hall of Fame stuff, looking at the former Heisman Trophy winners and former national champions and, all their glory days at Army, the recruiting coordinator said, the demise of Army football had nothing to do with Army. The environment changed. And what changed in the environment was the NFL. So before the NFL, it was a great opportunity to go to Army as a football player and be guaranteed a commission when you got out. Now that the NFL exists, who wants to have a commission in the Army as a guaranteed career when you can go play in the NFL and make a lot more money? So that comment has stuck with me thinking about us, because now thinking about Nebraska, back in the glory days, we developed strength and conditioning. Now everybody has strength and conditioning. We were on TV all the time. Now everybody's on TV all the time. We have a great fan base. I still think no one can match the fan base, but what's changing in the environment, in the NIL world, the size of the bag is becoming more important than it used to be. And as the size of the bag gets to be more important, I'm not sure that we're going to be able to compete in that context.
Interesting.
Nebraska's economic environment is not as strong as, say, Southern California or Ann Arbor, Michigan, or things like that. So that's my concern, is as a priority for recruitment of the athlete, in the athlete's mind changes, are we going to be able to compete?
Tyler, appreciate it, man. That's a great,
Tyler,
some great thoughts. I think, okay, so on his point, I think there's a lot of concerns for whatever reason about Nebraska's NIL. I think Missouri just put out it was actually fascinating. Missouri just put out their NIL spendings last year through their collective, and through all NIL invoices, Missouri sent out $31.7 million in NIL last year.
What was that amount?
$31.7 million. That was Missouri. The University of Missouri's NIL collective released those numbers to Front Office Sports 2 days ago and released them. But what I would get to is, we think you mentioned specifically like Lincoln's economic impact is not comparable to Southern California or South Florida, right? Or even somewhere in Texas. It's important to remember, though, that Nebraska does have a very wide net of alumni. And so just because they're not directly in Lincoln or in the state of Nebraska, there's a lot of notable people that are around the country. And so, I mean, we know about the fan base that is in Arizona. We know about fan bases that are in Florida and Texas and even California. And so when you have a wide range net of alumni and hopefully people that can donate to it, I I will say this. I'm not too concerned about Nebraska's NIL search situation. I like the amount. What I am saying is that are the right people in place that have control of how you spend it. I think that school, it's less of a conversation, and this isn't just a Nebraska thing. I think it's less of a conversation on if schools have enough money. It's are the right people in charge of the money and how they and how they spend it and how much they pay these guys. And that's nothing against 1890, obviously, because 1890, I'm not concerned about Nebraska at all right now. But I think that's the question that a lot of universities are asking themselves when it comes to these NIL collectives and coaching staffs. It's not a matter of do we have enough? It's are we spending it in the right places?
I would say there's one thing, Raff, and Nick, those are very good points. One thing that Nebraska does have an advantage of, this has been mentioned a number of times, they're in a very good financial situation.
Yeah.
They're in a very good financial situation. However, to Tyler's point, Nebraska tends to be more conservative, just even as an identity as a state, as far as that goes, which I get. However, in athletics, we're not talking about politics. We're talking about athletics right now.
Yes.
So the numbers you may think are outrageous, they're outrageous in politics too. But they've definitely have changed with the landscape of collegiate sports. You are going to have to spend in order to be relevant, and that's just the bottom line. And those who can't are going to be more of the haves and the have-nots in what's going to take place. And fiscal responsibility is the key, and also managing, to your point, Nick, that money well. Are we paying this guy too much? Are we paying this person too little? So the GMs at colleges around the country, they're going to, mark my word on this, they're going to be scrutinized big time. And they should be.
And that's why you put those people in that position, Raff, because I think there are some places, Raff, to where at some places the way that NIL and that whole operation kind of operates, I guess, is it's a little more cutthroat. Like there are some places that I think that will alter your NIL payments based on how you play. And then there are others that will just say, okay, this is your flat rate across the next 12 months or whatever it is per installment, and that's what we're going to go with, no matter if you're academically eligible, if you're ineligible, whatever the case may be. So, Raff, I think it varies place to place, which makes this conversation very difficult to navigate.
Yeah. Also, too, I was going to talk about NIL. Like I look at NIL like this. Yeah, it's crucial. You can't be one of the ones that's not getting the NIL. But once you get those players in and stuff like that, it still comes down a lot to the coaching and the gelling of the team. Like I look back at like Alabama. So Alabama for years and years, they got a lot of the great players. But if you take Nick Saban out of that mix, do you think Alabama would have been as good over that time period?
Well, no, because but that's also tough because you're talking about one of the most successful coaches in college football history. I think you can also look at it as like, okay, not to use the Nebraska, a pseudo Nebraska comparison, like Frank Solich, what he was doing at Ohio is something there, and obviously he was done in the early years of NIL, but I think more so it's confusing for a lot of fan bases when they look around and they see Group of Five schools having more success or lower Power Five schools having more success. And that's where I think, once again, at Nebraska, it's not. I'm firm in saying this, like, money's not an issue. They got plenty of it. Hey, look at the facilities, look at all the programs that they have, and look at everything that they offer for the student athlete experience. And here's the other part of it, is to where it's not like every sport is in the same boat. There are a lot of sports at Nebraska that are doing very, very well. And so it is not a competitive, it's not a resource issue. It's not even an NIL funding issue, because right now we can't look at the last 5 years and be like, well, rev sharing, because that's not a thing. Right. That's not been a thing yet. So we're having this strictly on the NIL collective conversation. So it's not the amount of resources. Once again, I think it's the management of the resources that instead of, we just need to shift the way we ask the question from basically does Nebraska have enough, or to instead asking, are they spending it the right way? Who is in charge of spending it? Like those types of questions, the management of it, like you said, AD, is I think what's important, because if you spend it irresponsibly, well, then, yeah, you're not going to have success. But if you hold yourself to a standard, which I said earlier in the show, I think Nebraska is to a certain extent, especially with the C.J. Bernau situation. If you hold yourself to a standard as an institution, as a university, and an athletic program, well, then that's step one, I suppose, of operating the correct way.
You guys, I'm excited to dig in more of this next week too, and just really digging into the role of the GMs, because, you figured, until about next week, and we'll talk obviously CWS, the results of that, but then July, it gets closer and closer to what time. But I think this is an intriguing conversation because I'd like to get you guys input on this, and we'll talk about it next week. If you were the GM, Nick, Raff, if you were the GM, what would be your criteria for paying a player X amount? Would you base it off potential? Would you base it off if he transferred, you see all the results? So would you base it off his star system? So there's all sorts of factors that go into that. Would you base it off his 40 time? What his high school coach said? So all of these variables.
It's crazy, Raff, because think about what we talked about with NIL, where it was like, okay, what are the details of NIL, right? Like NIL in its purest form, name, image, and likeness. How many social media followers do they have? How much value and exposure can they bring to a local business per se, right? But when you bring in rev sharing, is the university going to look at, and they won't because it's an equal amount, but is Nebraska going to look at Dylan Raiola and be like, oh, he's got this many followers. That's exposure for us. Well, no, because Nebraska's a large enough brand as it is. So it is yes, it can all be under one large umbrella of a conversation, but I think also the collective conversation and the rev sharing discussion can be two separate because the parameters are different.
They're different.
They're dramatically different, which makes this whole thing just that much more of a jumble, Raffy.
Oh yeah, no, totally. It's going to be interesting because you look at it now, back in the day of college football recruiting, it used to you'd go, you talk to the family, you talk to the player, you talk to the high school coach. Now it's almost like you got to go out and get a private investigator, investigate the entire person. I mean, it's crazy, but it's got to be that way. If you're spending money, you've got to treat it, almost like an NFL team, to where you've got to make sure you're spending your money the right way, so you can't make any mistakes or errors. So it has to be a lot more extravagant.
Money G. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, back in the day, you might recruit a player, might have had some issues, but you're thinking to yourself, well, at the worst, all we're going to do is lose a scholarship,
Sure.
And things have changed.
Before we get to Money G, this analogy just came up for me thinking about this. There was, Tiger Woods, they were talking about the U.S. Open 2000, whatever it was, Raff, and his caddy forgot to get the rest of the 3 balls out of Tiger's hotel room because he was putting in his room. Tiger had 3 balls to play with. He got one, he shot one in the ocean. All right. And you could see his caddy just going there if we lose this, and he gave one to a kid that had a scuff mark on it. He had 1 ball left. GMs, you don't have a lot of opportunities, a lot of golf balls in the bag.
Yeah.
So if you miss, you're going to be scrutinized big time. You're going to be like caddy, Tiger's caddy, just kind of going, I cannot mess this up.
That's fascinating.
I cannot mess this up.
Money G in Kansas texts this in and says, I'm not just talking about Nebraska here. I have a hard time believing NIL money from boosters will continue to donate money, let's say in 5 years down the road, especially if teams are not winning consistently. But then again, who's to say what college athletics will look like in 5 years?
Great point.
That's why it's so important for conferences like the Big Ten and SEC primarily to get very lucrative TV deals, because now that rev sharing is a thing, the higher you can get a number in contract, say like TV deals, and the Big Ten signed that 7-year, $1 billion deal last year. So it's going to be a while till they sign a new one or restructure it. But essentially it's that conversation of how high can you get the media right numbers? How high can you get ticket sales, alcohol sales, those types of things? Because if that well ever does in the NIL collective start to dry up, whether it's at Nebraska or whether it's at Missouri or Texas A&M, whatever case may be, if that money ever starts to get a little drier, then you're going to need other things to fall back on. And now that revenue sharing is legal, it's going to be, okay, what else can we do now going forward with the revenue sharing?
I tell you what, it gives us plenty to talk about, to discuss and dissect, because there's something new coming out almost daily, with different rules, checks, and balance, etc. So we got a lot to discuss for the next couple months, for at least that month and a half till Nebraska football kicks in. Folks, we'll be back with the RGT. It's The Drive, 97.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes tickets to Michigan or USC, plus Akron or Houston Christian, and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red!
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Western Sand and Gravel is hiring for a variety of positions at their sand and gravel plants near Ashland. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Available positions include plant operators, dredge operators, and shop service technicians. They offer great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, paid holidays, and paid time off. No matter your experience level, on-the-job training is available to help you build a rewarding career with Western Sand and Gravel. Start your career today. Visit westernsand.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through June 24th are $1 off ground beef, 15% off on aprons, 15% off cornhead beer, and buy one, get one 50% off on brats and hot dogs, limit 2. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney and Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your County Veteran Service Officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, it has flown by like that lady just flown by our window right there, man. She was flying by.
Oh, she stopped.
Oh, she stopped. Maybe heard me. I don't know. She was jetting home, man. It's been great dialogue, and we're fast. We'd be remiss if we didn't bring this up. We'll get on right now.
Oh, is AG back? AG, can you hear us?
Hold on real quick. Hold on.
That's all right.
Hang on. Who are you picking and why in the CWS?
How can you go against the hottest team in college baseball? Haven't lost a game since April 22nd. Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers is who I'm going to go with as the winners of the national championship series.
Do they sweep it?
No, I think it takes 3 games. I think Coastal loses game 1, but then they win game 2 and game 3.
Raffy?
I'm going to go with LSU. It seems like they always find something, some way, somehow. So I'm going with the LSU Bayou Bengals.
Yeah.
Game 1 Saturday, 7 o'clock, actually 6 o'clock our time. That'll be on ESPN. Game 2 Sunday, of course, that'll be at 2:30. 1:30. And then if needed, game 3 will be Monday night. I would like to see it go 3 games just so
I think
more,
so too.
more TV to watch, because we'd have 2 games on Sunday night, the NBA finals plus that. There'd be a lot of good things going on. Of course, that's going to take place at Charles Schwab Field. But you know what? The words that I saw, I'll just scanning the lines last night and this morning. A championship clash fueled by grit, tradition, and legacy. I love that, because it's both of those teams have those characteristics. And, Coastal Carolina has been considered that underdog, and they took it personal, and here they are. However, LSU doesn't care about their personal vendettas and their feelings and how they feel. You know how that saying goes, your feelings.
Yeah.
LSU came up the rough way, how they got there. You know what I'm saying? Think of the teams they had to go through. Arkansas, of course, they just, they were down 5-3 in the bottom of the 9th and was able to get something there and to win it. I still, in my heart, I want Coastal Carolina to win. But my mind says, bro, LSU probably gets another one.
Probably. Jay Johnson, the head coach, by the way, was up till 2:30 a.m. the other night with one of his former players eating a piece of pizza. So he won the semifinal or the game against Arkansas the other night on like 3 hours of sleep. So it's a pretty cool story there. Raffy, what you got for RGT today, my friend?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to the queen of Heavenly Waffles. I want to wish a very happy birthday to Kathy Haney. Kathy's birthday today. Just such a great person. Always so positive. Seems like every major life event that I have now, I always get a call from her and Bob. Just 2 of the great people. So I just wanted to wish Kathy a very happy birthday. You are Raff's Good Take.
Happy birthday, Kathy. Happy birthday, Kathy. Happy birthday, Kathy. I echo that sentiment. They are amazing people. God bless her and Bob. We love you guys. Have an awesome birthday. Folks, the 80 attitude adjustment is simply this. Watch your mind's mouth. When I was in 6th grade, my mother had a stroke. And you can imagine as a kid, seeing your mom in that condition was startling and devastating. But she says she would tell her legs before PT, we're going to walk today. Even against the prognosis of her doctors, they were thinking you probably won't walk again. She walked out of Madonna Rehabilitation Center because she says you have to speak life into your life to see more life. Do it this weekend, folks. Raff, take us home.
All right, everyone. Have a great weekend. Remember, be nice to each other, and we will talk to you on Monday.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through June 24th are $1 off ground beef, 15% off on aprons, 15% off cornhead beer, and buy one, get one 50% off on brats and hot dogs, limit 2. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402